in the motherland. And so that's my eureka moment. Is that now here's the question. What is the median? Not necessarily the religion as much as the median, because that's another buzzword that I'm hearing. Y'all didn't say this is transcendence. But my brother who's driving, forgive me for not knowing your name.
Octavius.
Octavius?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. When they're asking Brother Octavius, are you this? Are you that? That's the transcendence. And I think that's what my brother who was just talking. Give me your name again.
Kesa Sunday. Kesa Sunday.
Oh.
Kesa Sunday.
Kesa
No.
Amde.
Kesis Amde.
Kasit Ande.
Yeah.
Kesis Amde.
Kesis Ande.
Yeah. Amde. A-M.
Amde. Okay.
Yes.
Amde. Okay. Yeah. So what and that's what you were saying. It's that we would call it that mystical, but it's really spiritual. Essentially, it's that transcendence, and that's how I kind of equate it. Is that and that was something that I've really been looking for personally. Like, what can reconnect me back as I'm reading about the Ethiopian church? That is really essential. It's the oldest church. I'm like, what connects me back to that? And that was my aha moment.
Hey, but brother Jimmy, something that you said, something that I learned as well, and also, like when I hear a lot of people that say, I don't deal with religion, and I'm spiritual and I deal with cultural things. When I had looked up that word before, because I'm big in etymology, like I want to know what it really means. Don't give me just a textbook thing. Yeah. And so when I looked up religion, and re or lingre, to bind back or to reattach, I'm like, man, hold on, what am I in search of that's what led me to be Rastafarian, is my trying to bind back or reattach myself to Africa and to my blackness, because outside of that, the images and propaganda and even what I physically seen showed to be savage. It didn't paint me in a light of holiness, one that's created in the image of God. It painted me as the person on the corner with a gun that's looking for a victim. And because that was my everyday reality, it ended up leading me to prison, which I call my personal wilderness. Like, even though I was in darkness for a long time, when I went to prison, I considered it my wilderness, because it allowed me the time to seek and find the God who was always there looking for me.
I'm going to have to get ready to get off the call. I have another appointment. Forgive me.
No.
But this is good, and I'm very happy, and I hope we get another chance. I wanted to do this, and I'm very willing to do that. And anybody want my contact information, we could talk anytime.
Yeah, that's the critical. That's the critical piece right there, brother.
Yeah, I would love your contact.
Yeah, and we get my contact information, and we'll talk, and we'll connect. We'll do Zoom and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
no Skype.
We can continue to. Let me say, I want to say this last thing. There's a last statement I'll make, and forgive me. There is a word that I really learned to appreciate. You learn a little bit of Greek when you're dealing with Orthodox Christianity, only because at the time that the church was, when the time of the apostles, at the time of Christ, there was nobody spoke English nowhere on the earth. There was no English language didn't exist. The language that was being spoken by everybody in conjunction with their own was Greek. So Greek was the language of the world at that time. If you were educated, if you was you knew to speak. Everybody spoke Greek regardless of their other language. So Greek was like. And so if you're going to be Orthodox, since the church was established during the time when Greek was the language on the ground, you're going to hear Greek often. So spermatigos logos, that's a nice term. Spermatigos logos is a term that says that there's always an element of the truth in every situation. It doesn't matter that we see that the the Comitics might have, you know, the Ankh, but we see how it compares to the cross. There's Tomaticos logos saying, you see that Ankh, you see the cross, you see the relationship. There's an element. So we cannot dismiss it, but we have to understand how to channel it, like you were saying earlier, how to take it to the next space, how to take it to the next level, how all of the things that became Hebrew and all of those things manifest themselves on the continent of Africa. Those things did not manifest themselves in Jerusalem per se, or in Mesopotamia, but all the things that we know that we know as Jewish or Hebrew tradition, even the Ark of the Covenant, all these things are a product of the African world. The church is an African construct. I'm not saying the faith in Christ. I said the church in its teaching, the church in its manners, the church in it's how it's lived and understood, and how you follow it, how you keep it, your traditions, what's good, what's bad, how the Bible is understood, the exegesis. All these aspects are African in their construct. Everybody came to Africa to learn about the quote unquote the church. That was in Alexandria. Everybody from all over the world came to Africa for knowledge to learn about the church.
Right.
The church is an African construct in that sense. So that's what has to be understood, that you're not, just because you hear Greek,
don't get it twisted.
Doesn't mean that it's not the church. So the point is, let's not let the language dismiss that either. Let's not get locked behind that. But the fact is that the church is Africa. The church and it's African construct. The faith is Christian, of course, but the church in its reality on the earth as a living, breathing community that birthed the Bible. 27 books of the New Testament, books of the Old Testament. That's a product of it. Didn't fall out of the sky. That's a product of the church. It belongs to the church. It belongs to the Orthodox Church. If there's anything Orthodox, everybody has to comply with the Bible, because we did. That's the Orthodox Church. That Saint Athanasius organized what we call the Bible today. All those books and the 20 books added. That Biblios came together. The one book, this was to fight the Gnostics and to fight those who were trying to include, fake books like the Gospel of Saint Mary and all kinds of other non-canonical. And some people might say, "How do you know it's non-canonical?" It might have been true, but we know because we know who the teachers are. Most of the knowledge of the church was moved from place to place by tradition, by word of mouth, and that was the best.
Which is an African construct as well.
You see that? That's an African construct that we obey. We follow the fathers. We say ancestors. We follow the fathers. They say ancestors. So all of these things are relevant. Imbibing. They do it imbibing. They drink for the ancestors. All of these things are relevant concepts, even in every aspect. So these things. So the tradition of the church comes down to us through this method that was common to the African world, and that is for us the thing I want us to depart with, and that we understand that we're dealing with a very serious issue here. That somebody decided somewhere to teach people that that the church, first of all, is not substantial in and of itself, but that even if it is some sort of a Western construct. It is completely false.
Right.
Everything that's the church, even all the way back to the Israelites and the Hebrews, all took place in Africa. You know that. You read the Bible, it's right there. The Jews became a nation. Israel became a nation on the continent of Africa for 400 years.
Right.
And you saw what we've become 400 years out here. Look, guess what happened to them being 400 years in Africa? They had cultural traditions and manners and language and ideas about spiritual ideologies and idioms. Became a infrastructure that became the resource material for what we call today. So this is what happened, and then that moved into the Judea. So we're not absent from all of this. The only thing that's absent is from this. If we're absolutely willing to engage and be willing to accept that we missed out on something, let us get past the hard part of what that might mean, how we might feel, but let us continue to try to engender it and to grow in it.
Right.
And I appreciate you having me on here, Octavius, Gabriel, and give me an opportunity. And I'm glad you're the pastor, you're pastor also, right?
Was that? Who you
You're a
speaking to?
pastor also, right? I don't know your name.
Oh, Jabril.
Oh, you're Jabril. Oh, they were saying Jabril, but I didn't know who they were talking about.
Yeah,
Oh, you're Jabril.
Yeah. I'm a priest at large. You know, they say I talk too much about this kind of stuff, and
Okay.
these kind of conversations are not welcome in the Episcopal Church.
Okay. Well, I hope we get more opportunities to do this and to be and consider me a resource. Consider me a resource. And Octavius has my information, and I consider myself a resource. Okay.
Amen. Thanks be to
Absolutely.
God.
Okay.
Atomic Dead is still in.
Xavier is still in. Then I
Amen.
have a good night.
Amen.
You
Amen.
as well.
Then I Xavier is gonna
Amen. Lulache. Yeah, brothers.
Man,
So
that was dope.
appreciate y'all. Again, I wish I gotta figure out how Zoom just seemed like it was gonna be more difficult, but maybe Zoom would be more stable. So I'll take more stable than
Yeah, Zoom is a very stable platform in terms of keeping this connection, but yeah, it can be a hassle like going live on YouTube. But nevertheless, once you get it down, it's definitely stable.
Yeah, so I rather stability. Worst case scenario, I would have just everybody on the screen. That's what I was trying to avoid, because I didn't want to just have everybody on the screen in a small little box where I couldn't, focus on nobody. But I think there's ways to do it with Zoom. But I know Zoom is more stable, and I rather more stability than ease for me. I'll figure it out,
And even with Zoom, there's a view whereby you could just view whereby the person who's talking, they have the whole screen.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll figure it out for next time. Like I said, at a minimum, August 17th is Garvey's birthday, so
17th.
So
at a minimum, we should be looking at August 17th as a possible time to get back on.
yeah,
Most definitely.
I'm game.
Yeah, but let's keep the conversation going in the group. Just continue to build rapport. I'm sorry that I couldn't keep everybody on, man. So I got some making up and apologizing to do to everybody. So, hopefully next time we'll figure this out. I'll figure this out and get it better. Because everybody had good stuff to say. So, but I appreciate you all being here too. And Jermaine, I'm sorry I wasn't able to get you in on the live.
Oh, no problem.
It started going haywire as you came. It's not because you came on, but I'm saying as you came on is when it really started going haywire, man. And I was panicking, man. I was like trying to keep everything going, while the bandwidth was doing whatever it was doing. So, I appreciate you sticking with it anyway. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, we'll keep you out. We'll keep everybody in the loop.
Okay.
Like I said, just putting a pin in August 17th right now. Look at your calendars. Let me know what time periods would work. If this time period was good or what, and then let's nail it in, and I'll do my part to work on the technology piece.
Sounds good.
You had a Teddy Riley issue for a minute.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
But overall, outside of that, because even when it seemed like something was going crazy on Skype, on the other phone, on the YouTube, it was still like, being able to hear things and stuff. So, but yeah, Zoom would probably be like, because I know it's just like a lot more people that can be on there, because I'm in a group that uses Zoom. And if it starts to get too full, it won't allow the people to get in. So that way it's not going to mess it up. You know what I mean? Like it'll kind of block them out. But
no, I'm definitely. Y'all got me. I'm definitely using Zoom next time. No worries. No worries. I'm gonna just do. I got. There was just a lot of. I gotta watch all the videos on how to use Zoom to broadcast live, so I could learn how to do it.
right.
Yeah. But it shouldn't be too hard. Especially I know I have between now and the 17th. So I'll figure it out. Don't worry. It'll be good. We'll be live and direct.
I believe there was good fertile ground too, because it's like, even though it was like some parts were choppy, it was like the stuff that were being conveyed. I believe those who have listened and will listen, because it was on YouTube now, will want to figure out what's next to be said.
Right. So, so we'll work it, and I appreciate you all. Look forward to you all being on the next one, and we'll keep in contact between now and then too. Like I said, let's keep building the dialogue in the group chat and whatever else, email, however else,
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
All right, y'all. Appreciate you all.
Take it easy, man. Nice meeting you all.
All right,
you too, big brother.
Blessings, love.
One love.
Peace.